Hello and welcome to Shadow of the Sphinx. This is the journey of the Serebryanyy Shtyk to the Lost City, and the first part of this campaign will consist of 3 scenarios: Murder in the Souk, the Oasis, and Depressing Times. Well, it's been a while. Let's see what members of the unit are taking on this challenge. The Serebryanyy Shtyk, as usual, are led by Baron Igor Jerkov. He has great faith and is inspiring. His second in command is Dmitry Dynadich, a junior officer. Known only as the Priest, the unit's champion of faith is a veteran of these adventures. Medical support is provided by Doktorov. Cherny Bint is a supernatural investigator joining for the first time. And of course we have the favourites, Plonka and Molotov, infantryman and sapper respectively. The Baron has sought local knowledge and experience and recruited a janissary called Mustafa Kunt. He'll be helping the unit navigate the desert. The Baron has information that an old map is to be found in an edge-of-town souk in Dishdash, a small trading post on the River Nile. The map is rumoured to provide information on the route to and location of the Lost City, somewhere deep in the Sahara Desert. However, when the Serebryanyy Shtyk arrive at the shop in the souk, the shopkeeper has just been murdered and his store ransacked. There is a good chance the thief is still close by, so time is of the essence. Others are in pursuit of the map, and some would do anything to possess it. So the objective for the Serebryanyy Shtyk is to find the thief and get the fragment of the map. But Dishdash is full of Egyptian security, so they've got to be careful. 4 clue markers are moving around the souk as Egyptian villagers, and the final clue marker is on the edge of the Nile as a fisherman. If any firing occurs, the alarm will be raised and more Egyptian security will arrive on the scene. The scenario starts with the unit's command team having found the body, and that is the Baron, the Priest and Dynadich. Only those 3 members will be allowed to look around the souk until turn 5, or until the alarm is raised. The remainder of the unit are keeping out of sight in this building here, away from the Egyptian security. And Chief of Security will be wandering around the souk, checking for anything dodgy. First to activate will be the Baron. He looks around and sees a suspicious looking character over here. Moves towards them. Unfortunately, they can't run, otherwise they'll attract attention of the security. So that is his go over. They've got to be in contact with the villager to interrogate them. The rest of the unit will fan out. The Priest comes over here and Dynadich backtracks over this direction. Chief of Security will now start to have a little wander around. He will move in a random direction, which is into the souk. But he'll just be ambling 3 inches each turn at the moment. At the end of each turn, every villager, apart from the shopkeepers, will move around randomly. And that is the end of the first turn. Turn 2, and the Priest moves in on a dodgy looking character. It's the Queen of Spades. Well, this turns out to be a helpful hooker man, who says there are a group of French soldiers led by Vicomte de Vomit, searching Dishdash for something. Serebryanyy Shtyk aren't the only ones in the souk. Next to move is Chief of Police. He wanders further into the souk. Next it's the Baron. He wants to question this person here. Looky here, Lemmy's in the desert. Unfortunately for the Baron, he's found a snake charmer, and Viper leaps out the basket and attacks the Baron. Snake will try and get its fangs into the Baron. Got a +2 melee, so that's 15. Baron's defense is 14, that's a hit, but the maximum damage is 3 only. But the Viper is also venomous, so the Baron's got to take a courage check. Needs a 10 because he got +4. Ooh, dear oh dear, fail. Poison starts to pump through his veins. He's got a -2 on his movement and a -1 to all checks. And the Baron will strike back. So he's got a +2 melee, but because of that poison, that's down to 0. But 18 is a hit, 8 damage, and that Viper is cut to pieces. Snake Charmer will scuttle away quickly. Dmitry Dynadich will go and check out this villager. Picked up the King of Spades, a French soldier in disguise. It seems strange to find one of Napoleon's men in the Souk. Are they on the trail for the map as well? Add 1 skill die to the fate pool. Dynadich will just back away there. He doesn't want to cause a fuss because Chief of Police is just over his left shoulder. The French soldier will scuttle away. End of turn. Well, it's turn 3. The priest activates first. He's over here. He's going to have a chase after this dodgy looking person. Can't get there though. What's Chief of Police up to? Well, he goes back the way he came. Clearly doesn't like the look of the priest and goes to have a look. Hello, 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 or Arabic words to that effect. Chief of Police wants to know what the priest is doing here. So, priest has got to do a storytelling check. And he's got to get 10. Easily passes there, gives the Chief of Police some gobbledygook, and the Chief of Police will buy that and wander off. Dynadich will come over to the riverside, and the Baron will start to weave his way over to the jetty, but of course he can't go that fast because he's poisoned. And that's the end of turn. Well, the villagers have all milled around again, so the first to activate for the unit is Dynadich. He'll come over onto the jetty and give the Baron a hand. Where's the Chief off to? Oh, he's going back over to look at the camels. Chief of Police is right next to that clue marker, so the priest can't intercept there. Meanwhile, Frenchie will disappear. The priest will have to bide his time and move over here. Right, final activation is the Baron, and he'll just hop up here. End of turn. So it's turn 5 now. The rest of the unit can come out of their hiding place and help look for the thief. They haven't found him yet, but more importantly, the alarm hasn't been raised either. First up is Mustafa Kunt. He's going to come out the house, start to wander into the Souk, and followed by Molotov. Now they need to be careful and keep out the way of the Chief of Police. And now it's Dynadich. He'll move in on the fisherman. Well, on first inspection, the fisherman has only got a basket of smelly bait. No mat's been found with any of the other villagers, so let's see by having a little bit of a delve whether the fisherman is hiding something. No, he's not. Unfortunately for Dynadich though, slithering out of the undergrowth is a crocodile. And it will immediately make a lunge for Dynadich. It's on +3 melee, but his jaws snap shut on thin air and Dynadich is okay. He'll turn to face an attack. +2 melee, 11, 13. Crocodile's defense is 13. That is a hit, 9 damage. Reduced by 1, total of 8. And the croc slithers back. Plonker's out of the building now. Goes and joins the rest of them. Now it's the Chief of Police on the move. And he keeps coming on over this way. Crocodile has already activated this turn, so I'm not going to get him to go again. Churney Bint, the supernatural investigator, comes out the house. And now the Baron's going to activate, but he will not do anything there because he's too injured at the moment. He'll leave it to Dynadich. Final member of the unit comes out the house, Doktorov. And the priest will move in on this villager. Final card, Jack of Clubs. The priest has found the thief. The map is seized. The unit can now exit the table. End of turn. So first to activate this turn is Plonker, and he's going to go straight through the Souk. They need to exit the table, top left as we look. Molotov follows, as does Mustafa. But now it's Dynadich, and he's going to finish off this crocodile. Moves to attack, +2 melee. 13, 15, 3 points of damage, reduced by 1. Crocodile drops to 2 health. And will strike back. +3. Well, that's a total of 12. Dynadich's defense is 13. A miss. Dynadich back away. But now it's the monster's activation, and he'll go in for the kill again. +3 melee. 18 for 7 points of damage. Dynadich will use a skill die to try and negate some of that. Well, that stops 2 of them. But he still drops to 7 health. And will strike back. +2 makes 10, no effect. Journey Bint's on the move. And where's Chief of Police going? Well, he doesn't like the look of the priest harassing the civilians. What are you up to, mate? Or Arabic words to that effect. Well, again, the priest has got to concoct a cock and bull story, which fails to impress the Chief of Police, and a scuffle ensues. Chief is a +1 on the melee. 13. Priest's defense is 13. That is 10 damage. Oh dear, oh dear. He's down to 1. He'll fight back with +1 melee. Dreadful miss. Chief of Police will back away and raise the alarm. Well, Doktorov is going to activate now, and I think he's going to have to steam into the Chief of Police and help out the priest. He can just about get between the shopkeeper and the camel there. Doktorov does actually have a +1 melee. 14, 3 points of damage. Chief of Police will fight back. Net 0 because of fatigue. 12 is a miss. Doktorov's defense is 13. Doc will back away. Well, next to activate is the Baron. The alarm's been raised, so they can start firing now and not worry about it. He'll just come around the boxes there, open fire with his pistol. -1 on firing though, because of the effects of the poison. 15 becomes 14. That is a hit. Damage reduction of 1 means 8, but that's enough to see off the croc, and he'll slither back into the Nile. And the final activation of the unit is the priest. He hasn't got a musket or a pistol, just a hand weapon, and he's not going to risk himself in a fight with the Chief of Police. So he's going to get out of there. And he'll try and sprint, which he does. So putting some distance between him and the Chief of Police. But look out, the rest of the Egyptian security have arrived, and they'll start to swarm into the Souk next turn. So Civ Pop are scattering now, and the unit need to get off the table, bottom left as we look. And first up is Dmitry Dynadich. Runs around the Baron and will sprint, which he doesn't do. Obviously trying to barge past the civvy there. Next up it's Molotov. Now the gang need to be a little bit careful because they've got the police on their right hand side. So he'll come over there and will open fire on the left hand copper. He's got clear line of sight, it's +1 accuracy, but he did move, so it's net 0. That's a miss. And he's unloaded. So the Baron's up now. He can only go 4. And I guess he can try and sprint, which he fails anyway. So I'll go an extra 1. He's the weak link at the moment. Now the priest activates. He's going to come this side of the building, and he will sprint. Or not. Well, now we're on to the police. This chap here will fire at Molotov. He'll be firing at -1 because Molotov is behind cover. And that's a miss. Old matey will reload. The other 2 plod will move in. He will try and sprint, which he doesn't do. And the final chap will also try and sprint to melee. Well, he does. Well, they're pretty useless, these plod. He's 0 for melee, which is a miss. Molotov will club him back with his heavy weapon. +2. Crunching hit, 9 points of damage, plus his extra 1 for the heavier weapon. Old matey's been pulverised. And over on the northern side of the Souk, Chief of Police is going to take on the Doctor. He'll open fire with his pistol. Net 0. And that's a miss. And he'll reload. Now Doktorov is activating, and he is just going to vermouche, trampling over the murdered shopkeeper, and he'll now try a sprint, which he does, and he'll come down this way. Right, Mustafa Kunt is on the way. He'll come over here, and he'll sprint into melee, give the plod a good kicking. Oh no. We'll just come over there. Journey Bint. Again, she'll sprint. No. None of them doing particularly well here. And finally Plonker. He'll come over there, and I think, again, he'll try and sprint. Yes. Into melee. So he's got a +1.
8, 9, miss. Plod will fight back. 11, also a miss. Plonker backs away. And that's the end of turn. Again, Dynaditch is activating first. He'll come over here. Now it's Mustafa. Straight into matey. +1 melee. 18, 19, 8 points of damage. Plod will fight back. Net 0. 10 is a miss. Mustafa backs away. Plonker's up now. Does he go for the one near him or the security post? I think he goes for the one nearest him. +1. 11, 12. Well, they've only got defensive 11, so that's a hit. 6 damage. He's gone. Now the Baron wheezes into action. Just the 4 for him. Again, he's going to try and sprint. Just about. Just goes another 2 though. Oh no, Chief of Police isn't happy. He's going to move behind these pots and take a shot at the fleeing doctor. -1 to hit. So that's a miss. And the Chief's unloaded. This chap here is going to fire at Plonker. Net 0. 19 for 10 points of damage. Plonker goes to 1 health, so damage reduction with their last die. 4. Plonker reels from that musket ball hitting him. He's dropped to 5 health. And 2 more Plod arrive. Molotov will activate. He'll reload and fire at the nearest Plod. That's a miss. Unloaded again. The priest will run around here and sprint. No, none of them are doing particularly well at that. Doktorov will follow. He'll try and sprint. Yes. His little legs will take him behind the hut. And finally Chernybint here. She will follow. And just about sprints. And she's off the table. End of turn. Right, Baron activates first this time. Around the corner. And he does hobble off the table. Plonker, Mustafa and Molotov will provide flank protection whilst the rest escape. Mustafa activates first. He's going to get in some cover. But unfortunately there we've got a civilian in line of sight, so he will not open fire. The priest is up now. He's off the table. It's over to the Plod. Right, firstly Chief of Police. He will reload and come down here, but he can't quite make it to Molotov. However, this chap can steam in onto Plonker. Net 0. Well, that's a miss. Plonker will fight back. +1. 12, 13, 8 points of damage. Matey backs away. This chap here will move and fire at Mustafa. -1 to hit. Useless miss. He's unloaded, but the other chap will do exactly the same. A dreadful miss as well. Right, Plonker now activates. He's not going to be a hero. He's out of here. He sprints, he's off the table. He's off the table. Now it's Doktorov. He's gone. Molotov won't bother reloading. Again, if he sprints, he's off. Oh, he doesn't. And finally, Dynaditch. Well, that's it, he's gone. Well, we're into the next turn. I'd almost forgotten about Mustafa here. So we will go again. Who's activating first? And it's Molotov. He's gone. Leaving Mustafa Kunt on his own. First Plod will steam in. Net 0 on the melee. That's a miss. Mustafa will strike back. +1. 14, 15, 5 points of damage. Plod backs away. So old matey there has been a bit stupid because he's blocking line of sight from the other 2 Plod. Well, of course, they were never recruited for their intelligence. So he's going to reload and move, as will the other one. They're closing in for an arrest, or perhaps they're just going to give him a good kicking. However, Chief of Police is here. He's going to have a pop. Net 0 because he moved. Also a miss. And now Mustafa Kunt is activating. He's off the table. He's laughing, skipping merrily away. And that's it, the unit are away. Plod are not happy. Chief of Police is very angry. Something has happened in the Souk today. Doesn't quite know what, but a bunch of ne'er-do-wells have caused mayhem and streamed away into the desert.